Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is February 7th, 2020. Happy Friday to everyone. Hello, Degeneration Nation. I see you there. This was an impromptu live. I just got through testing everything out to make sure that this time I could share my screen with the audio. And I wanted to kind of go over today some things that have to do with Omari J. Brunson. We want to look at his history a little bit and look at what has occurred with regards to his arrest from, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, with regards to the video that I actually put up on my channel yesterday. Hello, Vilified Freedom. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes here where I can allow some people to get in here if they saw the notification, because I didn't have anything up prior to let anybody know that I was going to be going live. However, from this point forward, I'm going to be going live on Fridays, sometime between, I guess it's going to be 11 and 12. That would be Central Time. So I'll be doing this weekly. Okay, so I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes here for people to show up, because this isn't going to be a long live stream. I'm already getting tongue twisted. Hi, Sock. It's just going to be something that will update everybody on more about this person on that video that we watched yesterday that was on my channel and is now mirrored on Van Balen's channel. So in the event that you guys would like to see that again for any reason, it is now on Van Balen's channel, and that's the same mirrored. It's got my narration through it and everything. It's mirrored on Van Balen too. So how is everybody doing today? Ian, hi, Ian. And Ian, you're not actually really late. We're giving it a couple of minutes because I didn't have the opportunity to send out a notification, a couple hours ahead of time like I normally do. Hi, Lisa. Lisa from Cape Cod. You guys, you would not believe the weather where I'm located at is just absolutely insane. It can't make up its mind whether it wants to be 77 degrees and time to go to the beach, or whether it wants to have 4 inches of snow on the ground. So this was really impromptu because I actually didn't know, since we've been having some problems with outages. I didn't actually know whether I was going to have internet or not to do this. So I apologize. Hi, Pete. How are you? And Zide Starstalker. Did I say that right? It's Zide, right? I'm mispronunciation girl. I can't pronounce a damn thing right. You'd think I never went to school. Okay, so now that there's a few of you in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going over Omari J. Brunson. I know a lot of people were very interested in the comment section about who is this more? What is the deal with this guy? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking a look at his booking. Let me go ahead. Hi, John. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you for the booking so that you guys can actually take a look at that if you did not get the opportunity to see it. And here we go. So hopefully everybody can see this. I think I've actually made some progress with my technical skills here on this particular software. So here's the booking information. Now, what I found to be interesting about this was that if you go down and you actually take a look at it, and you can see here that the date is accurate. The arrest was done on the 5th at 2:37 p.m. This is the right person, but that he was released on his own recognizances. Now, the thing about that is, and here are all of the actual charges. They're all misdemeanor charges. And he was released on his own recognizances because of the fact that I believe that they were such minor charges that they actually cited him with. However, after looking into his history, it's a little bit strange to me that this person was actually released that way. So that's why I started, I decided I was going to go ahead and start putting this information up for you guys to see. I figured you'd be interested in that. Looks like he got roughed up a little bit in that in that little altercation that he had at the court after he decided he was going to, quote unquote, bust the bar. Now, for those of you that don't know, this person was actually there with claims on his Facebook page that he was going to personally make a citizen's arrest on the judge. So this was a little bit more serious than what it actually, when you watch the video, it kind of appeared that he was just walking up to be disrespectful in terms of, using the gavel, going behind the bar, claiming he was going to replace the flags, all these other things. But it was actually a little bit more than that was going on. If you take a look at his Facebook page, and keep in mind, guys, I actually had to borrow someone else's login that I know very, very well in order to even look at Facebook, because I'm not on Facebook at all. I refuse. I just don't like the way that things are handled on Facebook. But if you actually take a look at the comment section of this man's Facebook, you will see that there is a comment in there that claims he was actually going to the court in order to make a citizen's arrest of the judge that was presiding over those cases. All right. So let me go ahead and go back here. Okay. So, thank you, Vilified Freedom. So nice of you. Really, really appreciated and needed so badly right now. For those of you that don't know, I know most of you do, but I am close to the majority of you on my channel, and most of you I speak to on a regular basis, at least through the comment section. I'm going through some treatments right now. They're extremely expensive. I have had some help in the past with those treatments, but I get very, very weak when I don't have specific medication that covers my, well, we'll call it anemia, but it's actually, I think, worse than that. So anyhow, just so that you guys know, that's what's going on with me right now. So sometimes when you hear me on my videos and I sound blah, that's why I sound that way. So anything that is given from the standpoint of, just assistance with the channel really helps me out with that, because these things are absolutely extremely ridiculously expensive. Somewhere between $1,600 and $2,000 a month. So I really appreciate any help that you guys can provide. Okay, going on. So now what we're going to do is, now that you guys have seen the actual booking information, and for those of you that may be coming in late, that booking information is going to be available on this video when it goes up after this live stream, which won't be a really, really long live stream because I have to be working on Snoop for Truth today. Hopefully I'll be able to get it up later on this afternoon, and if I can't, it will either be up over the weekend or it will be up on Monday. It's a very, very long one, and it's on the more Anthony Williams, who called himself a private attorney general. I think you guys are going to love it. It is such a massive amount of information about this guy that a lot of people don't even know about. Okay, so yes, Pete, there's a video of him driving home in his car, showing off his battle scars. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and screen share that with you guys right now. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm actually not going to play that video, because I want this video to be able to stay up. But this is where you would be able to actually locate that particular video where he's driving home, showing off his battle scars, as Pete said, and basically just talking trash. That was put up 13 hours ago on his Facebook page. And I will go ahead and actually put this in the chat for you guys. Now, like I said, I'm not going to play this. And just so that you guys know, if you can see whose Facebook page this is, it is not mine. So please don't attempt to try to send anything, because I will not receive it. This is just a borrowed account for me to be able to look at this. All right, so let me go back here, put this in the comment section for you guys. Okay, there you go. So that's where you can see the video. Now, more interesting than that is what I'm about to play for you. This is a news article that is actually from 2015. And it gives a lot more information on who he was involved with and what his background is. So here we go. This is News 9 investigates, and he calls himself the Emperor, at least at this time, and he's demanding payment from Channel 9, naming Piper Glen squatter. All right, so many of you have heard of Ninti El Bay before. That is actually who the squatter was. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you so that you can see it. I believe you guys will be able to hear it this time. So let's go ahead and, and all of the puppies are sleeping, so if you hear snoring, I swear it's not me. Okay. Oops, we need some volume.
Today, claiming our station owes tens of thousands of dollars every time we mention the name Ninti El Bay. El Bay is the woman accused of squatting in a home in Piper Glen. Eyewitness News reporter Blake Hansen is live in the newsroom tonight with this latest twist. Blake?
Scott, for months now, we have looked into criminal and legal battles involving people who claim they are Moors. Some claim they are sovereign, not subject to U.S. laws. Today, someone posted on my Facebook page that Channel 9 and I owe money for that reporting.
I'm lawfully here, yeah.
The post about collecting money from Channel 9 is connected to our investigation into Ninti El Bay. She's facing charges after police say she squatted in this Piper Glen home. In the post, which is signed by Moorish consuls for Ninti El Bay, a man identifying himself as Emperor Omari J writes that because we said Ninti El Bay on air, we are currently using and have used private intellectual copy claimed property. He went on to say we owe $10,000 for each time we use the name, and that we owe $100,000 for each day the name is in our online reports. We wanted to know more about who posted it. Through Jabri's Facebook account, we found this Instagram page with what appears to be his photos and others. We found federal court documents showing Jabri previously used the name Omari J. Brunson. Records show he was convicted after an armed robbery in Concord in 2005. Though the case has been closed for 4 years, he filed documents earlier this year changing his name in that case to Emperor Omari J. Brunson El Rabe. In another filing, he writes he is sovereign, and no such laws, nor their enforcers, have any authority over me. Yesterday, Channel 9 reported Ninti El Bay is suing police, the city, and county for $600 million. Today, we found she is suing the Piper Glen HOA for the same amount. I responded to Jabri's Facebook post today and asked if we could interview him. He responded and told us we didn't have consent to advertise his, quote, corporate name. He asked for a list of questions, which we declined. He also asked that we address him as Emperor, which we would not agree to. Live in the newsroom, Blake Hansen, Channel 9 Eyewitness News. On Tuesday.
Okay, so was everybody able to hear that, first of all? Thank you so much for the donations. Really appreciate it, you guys. Let me make sure that you guys could hear it. Well, you're responding on what was said in this, so you obviously could hear it. Great, we have figured that out. Okay, so just so that you guys are aware of what the history of this guy is, we're talking armed robbery. Now, I have not had the opportunity to go through and read the case, and I haven't had the opportunity to pull a background check either yet. So there is more to come on this scenario. But when I say to everyone, and I know that a lot of people get very upset because one of the things that I try to do is debunk all of these scams, as you guys know, so that there isn't all this fear that's out there about, oh, the government's doing this to you and you're some kind of a debt slave and all this other stuff. In this particular case, I get a lot of comments saying, Virgo, please don't raise the fear in this scenario. But here's the situation that I'm seeing. The longer that things continue to go forward with this group of individuals, the faster that they grow and the more amped up their threats become, whether it has to do with physical threats or whether it just has to do with the outlandish scams that they come out with and push on to other people. They are literally eating their own community up with these scams. That's bad enough. But I'm actually seeing an influx in what I would consider to be a concern enough to kind of wave a red flag. I don't do that often, but in this scenario, I'm going to do it because it's warranted. It's necessary for people to be aware that they are all over the place with not only the scams, but also with doing things like you witnessed in this video of walking in and being disrespectful. But not only that, claiming that they're going to actually arrest the judge and push this authority thing that they really don't have, but they're claiming that they do. Now, having said that, I'm going to mention this again. Please do not put the people that are in this bag of nuts in with those that are from the Moorish Science Temple, because we may not agree, once again, with what they believe in terms of their religion. However, these are a group of people with the Moorish Science Temple that are attempting to try to uplift their communities and assist with all kinds of different things that their communities need. They don't run scams, and they don't believe all of the garbage that these other online Moors, we'll call them right now, actually are making statements about. So they don't believe, they don't believe the crazy conspiracy theories. They're not claiming that this is Morocco. They're upstanding citizens, and we need to leave them out of this, as I said, bag of nuts. All right, having said that, back to the scenario with regards to Omari J. Brunson. This is a situation that needs to be carefully watched, as does the person who runs Rise of the Moors. These are some people that are willing to push things further from the standpoint of using violence if it becomes necessary, and they have made that very clear with the statements that they've made and the posts that they've left. We have a situation with Rise of the Moors, for example, where they're actually making claims that they will use force, at any point in time. And what they deem as necessary can be something as simple as, someone showing up to where they're located at, where they're teaching others how to use weapons and finding out whether everything's okay because a call has been made to the local police department that, hey, there's all these people walking into this room, this local meeting place with all these guns. So we need to just be very, I guess, vigilant in watching what's happening with these groups. The watchdogs are paying close attention, and more will be coming forward with regards to this person and many others that are showing signs of amping up their agenda. All right, so I want to, thank all of you, first of all, for showing up to this live stream. I'm hoping it was a little bit better than the last one where I couldn't get the audio to work, and I apologize for that. From this point forward, since I've got several of you on at this point, let me just say that every Friday I will be going live. I'm going to try to make it 2 days a week, but for right now, it'll definitely be at least every Friday. It will generally be sometime between 11 and 12 Central Time. And so in the event that you guys don't get a notification, because YouTube is not very good about sending out notifications on time, sometimes you guys get them 2 hours after the fact, please know that that is something that will be going on every single Friday between 11 and 12 Central Time. All right, so does anybody have any questions, have anything that they want to ask, anything that they want to suggest? Let's see. John, soft hearts are the necessary reason for the Patriot Act. There. Yeah, well, I have to agree with you there. Let's see. DJ, I want to mention something to you. I had over 200 comments on my video, and many of those comments, well, I won't say many, but I'd say at least 10 of those comments were all requesting for you to take a look at the video footage that I had up and doing something with it. So a lot of people, I think, want to see what your take is on it, just so that you know, in case you didn't see those comments. Thank you, Pete. Yes, I agree. I think this is much better. And now that I know how to use the software better, hopefully I won't make, as many mistakes. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to, but not the right kind of geek, apparently. I'm not a techie geek. I'm just a plain geek. So, okay, Roland. what makes Teflon stick to the pan. I don't know what does make Teflon stick to the pan. Do you know? Does anybody know? Let's see. Lord Crimson. Hi, Lord Crimson. Okay, I've missed out a lot over the last 2 weeks, father-in-law. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. My goodness. That is rough. Gary says, I suggest the guy wearing the Native American war bonnet needs to stop with the cultural. That is so incredibly just, I don't even want to go there too much. It really upsets me. It's so disrespectful. I can't even tell you. And here's the crazy part to me. They want to call people like me $5 Indians, right? And then they want to make claims that the Europeans made up the actual Native Americans. But yet then they turn around and they wear a headdress. So if the Native Americans were made up, why the hell are they? It's insane. But, you can't make sense of what they do. Okay, let's see. Yes, and the watch kitties. I can't forget the watch kitties, not the one with the head stuck in the tire. That one's a little off. But John says, John is a good watch kitty. That's for sure. Oh, yes. Okay. So if you want me to do that, I will absolutely do that, Sock. You guys will have to give me a minute to locate it if you want to see the Ninty El Bay vehicle stop. Or actually, you know what? Let me set it up to where I do it on the next live stream, since I've kind of got everything stacked up here and I don't want to end up disconnecting or something. But I will put that in so that we have that for next week. Now, just so that you guys know, funny enough that you mentioned that, I have a person that I'm talking to on a regular basis that's actually providing me with a lot of information on these specific Moors. And that particular person has asked me if I would review all of the information, which is a ton, on Ninty El Bay. I will be doing an exclusive on Ninty El Bay, an upload on all of the information. And I say exclusive because a lot of this information isn't out there. This is information from an inside source. So that is something that I think everybody can look forward to, but it won't be on live. There's no way that I can do it on live. There's too many different things that have to be edited together and that kind of thing. But that will be coming up very soon. How are the pups? The pups are great. They're all snoozing right now. I cook for my dogs, and they don't eat dog food. They eat raw and things like brown rice and all kinds of different vegetables and stuff like that. And they get a snack. I know it sounds ridiculous, you guys. You probably think I'm the crazy dog lady. But anyway, they just had their snack today with some natural cheese. And so they are full and happy and all tucked in and warm. And so they're snoozing big time. Let's see. I know I'm missing some of you guys' comments and I apologize. This just goes really fast. I wonder if there's a delay I can put on here somehow. Yeah, I was hoping that, well, Chuck is in Australia, so it's hard for Chuck to get on here, but I was really hoping that maybe Chuck would be here because I wanted to ask him about what he thought of that video. I'm hoping that maybe a lot of the watchdogs will pick up on that footage and make it more broadly, distributed so that a lot of other people that didn't get a chance to see it on my channel will see it on theirs. Diane, these are so spoiled they smell. Literally, these dogs you could smell a mile away. They are seriously spoiled. Even their treats are handmade. So no, my dog. Okay, whose dogs are vegan? Mine are definitely not vegan. I mean, these guys can chow down on a chicken like you wouldn't believe. But I've heard of people that have dogs that are vegan. Yes, Degen, I am. I am 100%. I have the actual DNA test to prove it. But Yes, they call me a $5 Indian. Apparently, according to them, I sound too white, and as a result, I must be European, or, I'm just making it up. But I don't have anything to prove to these idiots. So, um, let's see. What do we got here? My aunt doesn't feed her dogs dog food either. She feeds them dinner leftovers. Oh, no, these guys I actually cook for them. And I'll tell you the reason why. My father was a vet for 42 years, a veterinarian for 42 years, an old country veterinarian. And there are very specific things in a diet for specific breeds that will actually, create more longevity. And so I cook for them, and they eat raw because of that. And it's actually, DGen, listen to what I'm saying here, less expensive. So if you want some of the recipes, let me know. If you have time to do it, it pays off in the end, and you end up saving money too. Okay. No, Gary, I'm not going to justify my ancestry to those people. You guys know that I'm blatantly honest with everything that I put up. If I make a mistake, I say so. With this particular scenario, I've got the documentation to prove it. I did that for myself. So I think you guys know that I'm not going to tell you something that's not true. That would be so counterproductive. Okay, Wonder Woman's an Amazon princess. You're just funny. In my spare time, I am His Royal Highness Kimba Mobutu Metamucil. Roland, you guys are hilarious. Hi, Yuko. How are you? And Ian says he gets the dog's dinner leftovers when he's late for dinner. Oh my gosh. Okay, and here's Superstar or SVPER star. Now, this is the person who comes on my channel every time there's anything having to do with Sharon Tracy Gale and puts the hashtag free Sharon on there. And I never put a love on that comment. And it's not because I don't love you. It's because I cannot handle the thought. I really can't handle the thought. She did a lot of damage to a lot of people. So that, I know you find her funny, and that's why you want to see it. But that's the reason why I don't put a love on that comment. So, okay. Vegan dogs sounds like borderline animal cruelty. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just going to say that generally dogs need to have, they're carnivores, and they need a diet with a lot of protein. It's very difficult to get the amount of protein that they need out of things like rice and oatmeal. So, I would say I would never try to put a dog on a vegan diet. It just simply isn't healthy for them, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Let's see. Wonder Woman says, actually, I'm adopted in real life, so doing a DNA wouldn't help much. I trace my adoption to names, but cannot get addresses for the peeps in California. I know. They protect that kind of thing, and it's really difficult. I have a couple of friends that are adopted, and it's like that in almost every state that I'm aware of. It's just very difficult for them to get information. Even if any of these Moors claim Native American status, it doesn't mean they aren't obligated to obey. That's correct. They are required to obey the laws. Even Native Americans that live on reservations, once they are crossed the line from that reservation, they're required to obey all of the state laws, the county laws, the United States laws. And while they're inside the reservation, not only do they have to abide by their own regulatory laws that the chief sets up, or the council sets up. But then in addition to that, anything that's federal, they can't hide from on the reservation. So their whole idea of somehow being immune is ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous, because it doesn't work that way for literally anyone, including the Amish, which they like to fall back on too. Let's see. Oh, there's L. Weed Skeeter. Hi, how you doing today? Arcadia Moon. I believe that there probably would be something, but I just know that like I said, with my dad being a veterinarian for all of those years, I think he would be turning over in his grave about the whole vegan diet. Now, it's possible that it can work. I'm not saying it doesn't. It's just not anything I would want to mess with. Hey, Goober, glad you could make it. The pups are great. They're doing good. They're snoozing right now after their morning snack. Oh, it's snow. You know what? It's snowing where I am too. And the funny thing about it, I was just making the statement that, 77 degrees one day and then the next day 4 inches of snow on the ground. It's crazy. The Amish have put like warning signs and stuff on their carriages. They follow the laws, unlike some people. That's right. They do. They follow the laws. And it's absolutely not true that the Amish don't have things like social security numbers and stuff like that, because many, many, many of them do. And, it's just, if anybody actually were to do some research on the Amish, they would find out that they follow all of the laws, that it is it's very similar to the reservation regulations. It's just a community. It doesn't mean anything different in terms of following federal, state, or city or county laws. Huge rainstorm. Okay. Everybody stay warm. It seems to be kind of cold across the country today, whether it's raining or snowing. Yeah, 4 inches since 8 o'clock. Wow. Vilified Freedom's got 3 inches where he's at. Sheesh. Can you explain how that works to connect people? Oh, you were talking to DGen. Okay. Yeah, it is. I agree, Karen. It's really cold in most places today for some reason. It's not so much cold here as it just is snowing. It's not like super duper duper cold, but this up and down stuff is driving my allergies crazy. I'll tell you that. Oh, Goober's got rain last night and snow 2 days before that, huh? Yeah, the weather is crazy, you guys. It's really, really nuts. And I think partially that's what creates a lot of the immune system issues that are going on with people getting colds, because it's just the up and down constant, especially if you've already got allergies or a weakened immune system, such as myself. I feel really bad because a lot of times it seems like I've got a cold again, and I'm having to tell you guys, oh, I need a couple days because I feel like crap. Well, some of that's what I'm going through medically, but a lot of it has to do with just the fact that the temperatures are not regulated. So seems like I'm constantly getting something. Okay, Roland, you have a good nap, dear. Thank you for coming to the live stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these. Oh, let me give you guys the, hang on a second. Let me give you this. Just for you guys, and then I'll post it in the description too. Okay, so this is where you can actually take a look at not just the video that I showed you, but also underneath the video, it gives you a pretty long description of what the charges were back in 2015. So if you want to take a look at that, and then I'm sure that you can look up the case from there. There are a ton of things that need to be looked at with this person. And again, this mainly has to do with the fact that I'm seeing danger. I'm seeing danger here. And again, there are other groups that are online that are spreading and pushing and inciting hatred and anger on a regular basis with this group. So it's just something overall we all need to be aware of and make others aware of. So what I'm going to say is that I'm going to end this now because we've been on for quite a while at this point, and I wanted this to be kind of a little bit shorter this time. Like I said, I've got a big Snoop for Truth I'm working on right now that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. That's with Anthony Williams, the private attorney general. Lots of stuff that nobody's ever seen or heard of before that Snoop was able to find. So I think that's going to be something that you guys will find really interesting. I want to thank everybody for showing up this morning. Thank you so much for the super chat donations. I sure appreciate it, you guys. It really, really is helping me out. Anytime that I run short, which seems to be all the time lately with the stupid medication, I really need for that to end as soon as possible, because it's just absolutely ridiculous, even with insurance. So thank you so much to everyone, and I will see everybody with the next video in the comment section. And next week, remember, I'll be live on Fridays between 11 and 12 Central Time every single Friday. So we'll see you guys back then. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you all. Bye-bye.